Hello, good evening, good day, wherever you are in the world. How are you doing? It's Friday, it's 8 o'clock. We're live. And I don't know why, but about an hour ago I just went really tired. I ain't done much all day. But hopefully I don't have a nap whilst I'm doing this. So as usual, if you can see me, if you can hear me, say hello. We didn't have any tech issues last week, which I thought was absolutely bloody amazing. And this week we're back to normal. Webcam wouldn't connect and the microphone wouldn't connect. But hopefully it's all working now. And I've got 3 green ticks, so we're all good to go. So yeah, if you can hear me, if you can see me, say hello, drop me a like. And if for those of you watching on YouTube, if you want to keep up to date with mental health tips and advice, or you just like listen to me waffling on, if you'd like to give my channel, hit the subscribe button, that would be great. So, hang on. There we go. Don't cough all week. White Slum Live, need a cough. And also ran out of sweetener, so my tea's got no sweetener. Yeah, right. So I'll just wait for a few people to drop in. Most people don't usually show up to about 1:15. So I've had a pretty good week this week. It's been educational. Did a consultation with a young lady, and during it a few flags were raised. Because doing what I do, I can only do so much, and sometimes there's certain types of things I can't work with, so on and so forth. So I have to be very careful. And yeah, this situation arose. What's the right word for that? Situation came up, and I've been doing this nearly 3 years now, and it never happened before. That, dealing with people with PTSD and things like that, you get used to certain things. And I myself, when I had PTSD, suffered with disassociation, that sort of thing. But this just felt different. Anyway, I said to her, I want to go away, do some research. I'll get back to you. And that's what I did. And I learned a lot about what to do if I need to refer people for a mental health assessment, that sort of thing. And yeah, but the lady in question took it on herself, and she had admitted herself into hospital. And that's all I know, and maybe that's all I will ever know. And I wish her all the best if she watches this. I really do, because I do like to help people as much as I can, and sometimes what I do isn't enough, and I need to get the green light from doctors, psychiatrists, mental health teams, that they can have the therapy that I do, and then I can work with them. But until then, I have to cover my own back and also point them into a direction where they will get the help that they need. So that was one new thing that I faced this week, and the second one being I normally work with people. Well, majority of my clients who come to me are between 30 and 60. But a client of mine asked if I could help his son, who's 13, and very anxious towards trying new foods. I don't work with kids under 16 for different reasons I've mentioned before, mainly because a lot of the time it's down to the parents and how they teach the kids. And when I first started, I did a few sessions with youngsters, but I just didn't, it weren't for me. Anyway, I mummed and ahed about it and decided that I'll do it. And I'm glad I did, because every time a client starts with me, I get anxious. And I enjoy it because I want to do the best for my client. They've invested in me, they've invested in my program, and they're invested in themselves. So I want to make sure that for them, when they and their time, that they're getting exactly what they want and need. I don't know where I was going with that. Where was I going with that? Christ knows, it started already. We're normally about half an hour in before my brain gives up, but now we're about, 6 minutes in. Bloody hell, that's a record. But yeah, I don't usually work with youngsters of that age, but I'm very glad I did. And went to the house, and he was sat there looking very nervous. I was sat there looking very nervous, and that's where I was going with it. I get anxious because I want to give people the best that I can give them, and the day that stops will be the day that I pack it in, because that probably mean that I don't give a shit anymore, and I do give a shit. I give a great shit, big shit, yeah. Fuck me, tonight's gonna go well. Oh god, just pack it in now. Tea with no sweetener in. Brain's gone to mush. Christ knows where this is gonna go tonight. I will finish. We'll finish my story. Who is sat there looking nervous? I'm sat there looking nervous. How about people, adults and like in young adults with anxiety towards food? Loads of times. My biggest thing was, how do I get a 13-year-old to interact? But he was brilliant. I couldn't have asked for a better client, to be honest. And we did all I do, and he went away, and that was that. Said that he wanted to try pepperoni and mushroom pizza, so, and he did. Didn't like it, but that's fine. And that's what happens with phobia removals or with anything to do with anxiety stuff, is you still might not like things, but the fear response has gone. So now he made a rational decision of whether he liked the pizza or not. Turned out he didn't. Okay, try another one till you find one that you do. Today they'd been out, I got a message, and he's tried chicken nuggets for the first time in his life. And he enjoyed them. And that's the thing, when, doesn't matter if it's a fear of flying or spider phobia, or you got an anxiety towards going to the doctors, dentists, going out for a meal, whatever it may be. You need it to be a rational decision of whether you go or not, of whether you can put up with it to get what needs to be done. No one likes going to the doctors or dentists, really. I don't think. I bet there are some people who love it, but majority of us, we don't like going, because when we have to go there, it's because there's something wrong. However, we can put up with the uncomfortable situation to get the benefit. But when that fear response is there, it doesn't give a shit how much pain and suffering you're in. it doesn't want you to go. So yeah, we take the fear response away. That's gone. You can go to the doctors, go to the dentist, sit on an aeroplane, go on your holiday, do whatever it is you need to do. Remove a spider from the room, or calmly ask somebody in the room with you if they'll remove it, so on and so forth. But the whole shitting yourself has gone. This then leads you to do new responses. These responses build up and build up each time you do it. So, the young lad who I just mentioned, today he found out he likes chicken nuggets. That's had a positive action in his brain. His brain's now linked chicken nuggets to a nice feeling. Okay, that's good. He's tried some other things. He doesn't like the taste. That's fine. He's made that decision. I'm not a fan of this. Okay. But it's great to hear from the parents that, because they get worried. But, your kid's not eating properly, and he's in some clear distress about food. No, he's not. It's a big thing for the parents as well. What was I going to talk about today? Oh, yeah. Last week did my live session. A lot of people said it was good. It went well and all that. And it did. I guess the thing with me is I always want more. I always want to be. And when we finished, I thought of 100 other things I could have demonstrated and done, and I didn't. But we did what needed to be done in the time that we had. Spoke to the lady who volunteered the other day. So she's feeling good. I'm hoping to get her on in a few weeks' time. I have a sort of a catch-up session, so people can ask any questions, how she felt, what it was like after, that sort of thing. But yeah, it went well. I was pleased with it. She was pleased with it. Hasn't gone viral, but oh well. That session that we did was the very first session. And that is the only session really in the program that is quite generic. Because when we first start working together, I don't know how your brain works. I don't know what your interests are. I don't know who you are. I don't know, what experiences you've had in life, and good or bad, anything like that. And as we progress, I learn these things and I can use these things. So your brain has something that it can think, yeah, that's for me. I can link that to this, and so on and so forth. This is why I don't use scripts, because what is a script? It's just a nice, pleasant little story that you'll nod off to. And if you've gone to sleep, no change work will happen in the brain, because you need to be alert and focused. Hypnosis is concentration, imagination, and focus. You can't do that when you're snoring your box off. So, yeah. The first session is the generic one. This is where I learn how your brain works. Doesn't mean that nothing happens. I've had sessions where people are that anxious that we can't do much in the first one because their brain just won't let them release. That's fine. I'll work with each person as an individual. As I said last week, that session was to do with anxiety. 5 people could come to me and say I need help with the exact same problem, the exact same issue. but all 5 will require something different. And it's my job to find out what it is as quick as possible and deliver it to you. Hang on, what's going on here? Am I live on everything? Or are people just not asked tonight? It's if it's going to be a slow one, I'll probably cut it short tonight. Not really feeling it, as you can probably tell. I hope I'm not quite. Everyone in my family's got a bloody cold. I hope I ain't getting one of them again. So the first session, whether I'm in your house or we're doing it online, I'll get your brain used to hypnosis, get you used to the process. Your brain then knows it's nothing to be scared of. All is fine. I get an idea of what sort of pace we're going to be working at. Doesn't matter if we're going fast or slow. I work at your pace. Sometimes in the first session we do loads of things and we can hit the nail on the head. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we get bits and issues that are surrounding the main thing, but that clears up in between sessions, and then we can pinpoint from the second session, we can pinpoint other things that are now presenting itself. I'm not one of these one session cures all people. I don't think that's a thing. People have amazing changes in their first sessions. They have done. People have been sorted in their first session. They've got the result they wanted in the first session. It's happened. It happens regular. But I still believe, because the issue is never the issue, that there's something else that's going to come up. Whether that be something linked to what we're dealing with or something completely different. Like I've had it before. Client, week before going on holiday, decides to tell me they got a phobia of flying. I didn't know that. Nothing about that was mentioned in the consultation. The sessions were to help with grief and anxiety. So we did a phobia removal, and he went on holiday. Jobs are good. And a lot of the most common one to help people with is they realise they're using food and drink as a bad coping mechanism, so they want help calming that down or coming off things. Or there's always something else. And the idea of this program, the Burnout Buster program, is to completely give you a clean slate. And we put new patterns and new routines in place. So you go away, live your life, and these new routines and patterns are the ones that build and build and build. But don't forget, you've had years of doing shit. You've had years of reacting in a shit way. Now all of a sudden your brain's been switched and it's doing something different. Anxiety is my problem, and you tend to make jokes to cover it up. The doctor gave me meds. Don't they just? But don't take them all the time, as don't think pills are the answer long term. No, they're not. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. GP should not be allowed anywhere near anybody suffering with any sort of mental health issue. They shouldn't. How the hell? I mean, my consultations usually last about half an hour. When was the last time you sat in a doctor's office and spoke to a doctor for half an hour? It's not called a midwife. The doctor isn't like that anymore. You're in there 2 seconds. I'm feeling miserable. Here, have these pills. Pop them like sweets. You'll be fine. Fuck off. No. Antidepressants and meds like that it should be a very, very, very short-term helpline. That's it. Very, 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 very short-term. If you have a headache and you take paracetamol, you don't then carry on taking it, do you? No. And it's the same thing, my opinion anyway. You should be able to then get the help, the proper help that's needed, not some shitey help as well that ain't worth it, to be fair. How the fuck did I get onto that? Yeah. But anxiety is a learned behaviour, and these learned behaviours can be reprogrammed. Just so you imagine you've got a big tower of patterns and responses that have been built up over the years, and this is how you've reacted, and this is how you've done things all the time. I'll come along, we sit together, we boot the bottom of that bastard pile down, and it collapses. The whole tower collapses. Then we put new patterns on top. Now you react a different way, and these better patterns, these better routines build. For most people, it's they realise what's happened. For some people, they don't, and it's just them now. So they go ahead and just do what they do. I've had it before. I had a client a couple of years ago now. I hadn't left the house for years. We did the session. Hang on. We did the session, and next week we came back. What you been up to? Oh, nothing much. I think it's working. Okay, what's happening then? Oh, I went on the bus shopping, and then I just felt a bit weird. So you ain't left the house for years, and now you're on the bus going shopping. Penny drop moment. Oh yeah, because we're working with the unconscious brain. The unconscious brain is where these routines and patterns are, and sometimes it just takes over, and it's like you've always done it. Other people, now that they've done something new, now they've had a different experience, now that an old negative feeling is not there, no longer exists, and they message me, send me pictures of them on a bus or driving or whatever it is it was. And but either way, brilliant. As long as the client has got what they have invested for. But I think most of you know that if you followed my stuff, I'm not a fan of antidepressants, not a fan of GPs messing about. It ain't right. Like I say, there should be a very short-term thing, and they should be monitored. Some are worse than others, and some affect what I do and make it difficult, because these tablets are there to numb your brain waves and stuff like that. They stop a feeling, but it stops everything. The amount of people who are on them and been on them for years and say that they feel like zombies, or they're just not happy, but they're not miserable, they just feel nothing. Having them peddled out left, right, and centre and handed out like sweets just doesn't sit right with me. And something needs to be sorted quickly. And also, people thinking it's a norm, and it being, I'm going to say, being socially accepted that it's normal to be on these things. It's not. It's normal. The norm should be that you feel the best version of yourself and that you can do the things that you want to do in your life. That you're confident in yourself, that you know how to handle the stresses in your life. That should be the norm. And that's what my message is that I'm aiming to push to people. I've done talks. I've done talks in front of a handful of people. I've done talks in front of many people. And if it changes one person's perception and they get the help that they need, whether it's from me or from somebody else, great. That's what I want. Because I've said before, we've only got one life. When it's gone, it's gone. And we can't be pissing around, wasting it on depression, anxiety, and things that can be easily altered. When we're burnt out, it's because there's stress in your life. This stress can be changed. Sometimes, yes, it requires to give it a big kick in the bollocks. Sometimes it requires a small change. Whatever it may be, needs to be done. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting your life feeling like shite. And you all deserve much better than that. When we're working together on the program, I also offer the coaching calls or text in between. Sometimes I don't hear off a client until the next session. That's fine. Sometimes the client might need a little bit of encouragement. Sometimes they might need a big kick up the arse. But I'm there to do whatever's needed. I'm your accountability partner. You tell me you're going to do something, I'll make sure you do it. Well, I don't make sure you do it. You got a choice to do it or not do it. But I'm there to make sure you're on the right path and you're sticking to it. And that sometimes people do pick something to do that is too big a step. Okay, that's fine. We just break it down again and we do it that way. And that's what it is. That's what it's about. It's about finding what works for you as quick as possible to get you from A to B. To get you from shite to feeling great. And that's what it's about. Whether we're removing PTSD, phobias, whether we're getting rid of hay fever or fur allergies, all these can have a massive, massive impact on someone's life. And rationally, we know it's fucking ridiculous. Most of that, I hear it all the time. It sounds ridiculous, but it's not ridiculous. It's your belief system at the moment. It's what your reality is at the moment. Your brain thinks blah blah is a threat to your life, you will have that fear response. But it can be changed, it can be reprogrammed because the brain just makes a mistake. And it makes a mistake either by, if we're talking phobias, by a traumatic event, or it's taught to us. Same with anxiety. Excuse me. Anxiety will come usually from parents, and it's you can't do this, you can't do that. That's not for you. All that shit. Do they still have careers people in at schools? That was always one, weren't it? What do you want to be? So you tell them. Let's think of a proper job, shall we? Okay. Well, all I ever wanted to be was a driver, a delivery driver. You know, I did that. What a waste of my life that was. Should I have aimed for more? Yeah. But it was something I wanted to do. And I did it. It's something I can look back on in my life now, and there was some good parts to it. Also a lot of shite. I was thinking about that the other day, actually. Like, the things I used to do there. You know, driving the stupid hours and being away and not having a life. I mean, it all amounted to nothing in the end. The only good thing, I suppose, from it, if you want to look at it this way, was forced me to hit rock bottom, and I don't now do this for a career. And I'm very lucky and fortunate to be able to help people. Because it is scary. And I know when I talk and I say things about, depression, anxiety, and PTSD and stuff like that I make it sound really basic. And to me, it's because I understand it. I've lived it. I've got through it. And I'm on the other side. And when you have got through the other side, you'll look back on it and think the same. I mean, the amount of clients that say to me at the end of the program, looking back, they'll say something like, I feel a bit daft feeling how I did, or was I stupid to feel the way that I felt? And there was things, and I'm really open with how I felt and the things I did. And yeah, some of it I look back on and I think, fuck me, what was you doing? A lot of times when I used to walk around the streets at night hoping to get mugged, I was actually hoping I'd be killed, not mugged. Seems absolutely bloody stupid now, and it probably sounds stupid to you watching, listening to this, and that, but at the time it was perfectly reasonable. It was normal. It was a good idea. Now, I've helped people who self-harm. And self-harm isn't just cutting or burning or things like that. It is drinking too much, eating too much. It's biting your fingernails. It's scratching yourself. It's putting yourself into a position where you could harm yourself, or harm could come to you. I mean, I could delve into all sorts of ways that one spirals out of control into something. It's but the thing is, these perceptions that we have can be changed, can be altered. For a lot of people, can be altered very, very quickly. And you then put on the path that you want to be on, and when you've got a different focus and a better focus, you can do it. When you've got the right help behind you, you'll do it even better. When you're on the program, it's limited to, but the maximum I will ever see is 10 people a month. Just 10 people a month. That is so I know I can give you the time, my knowledge, my expertise, my skills, everything that you need to help you. Not a lot of therapists do that. They hardly charge anything. They have to see a ton of people to make a living, and they get burnt out themselves. They can't deliver to their clients because they fuck themselves. What's the point in that? If I get between 5 and 10 clients a month, I'm happy. Gives me enough free time to do the things I want to do myself, spend time with my family, and still help people. And also do the marketing, the videos, and all the other shit that comes with this business that I don't particularly like doing, but I need to do. And then in between sessions, it's up to you to go away and make these changes, right? Because it's not all about me and what I do. The change comes from you. And if you don't go and change what I call your physical life, in the session, we've come up with all these goals, a solution to them, the path you want to go down, you know what you've got to do. But if you don't go away and do it, guess what's going to happen? That's right, fuck all. Absolute jack shit. And you'll be right back to square one because you haven't dealt with the stresses in your life that you know need sorting. And I couldn't give two shits what that is. Makes no odds to me. I will help you find the path that you need to go down, but it's up to you to do it. I can't force you to change your life. Things like taking PTSD away, I can do that. That's the main thing. I can help you with that, right? And I have the skills and the techniques to do it. Phobias, I can take them away because I have the skills and technique to do it. Allergies, I could take them away because I have the skills and the technique to do it. But if you then don't go out and do the things you need to do, or I've helped you with your, let's say, social anxiety, but then if you don't go out to the pub with your friends like you wanted to do, and again, but if it's because you realise maybe that's not for you, that's fine. That's a rational decision. But if you're putting it off and you're lying to me, saying, yeah, everything's fine, blah, 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 and it's not, well, what can I do with that? I can't see what's going on in your head. I can only go from what you're telling me. And I use your words to help you. So I always say to people, be brutally honest. And if they want a bit more help or need something extra, doing with what we've done, fine, I can do that. But if I don't know, I can't help. And I don't go prodding and poking things that don't need to be prodded and poked. When it comes up, it comes up. Whether that be during the program or 6 months later, you ring me up again. Can I book in a top-up session? Or a year later, can I book in a top-up session? I'm having difficulty with this. And again, it happens. Hypnosis is not a silver bullet. Hypnotherapy is not a silver bullet. It is, I believe, one of the best ways and the quickest ways to get your brain and the perception your brain has changed to a better one to allow you to live your life how you want to do it. Again, it's up to you then to actually go out, get off your arse and live that life. I have people who say to me, oh, I need help with procrastination and all this, and they blame this, that, and the other, and really they're just lazy. And that's the truth. Now, laziness is a different thing. But if you have the want and the desire to do something and you're making the choice not to do it, that's a you problem. And I can give you all the motivation in the world. But I need you to get off your arse and make those changes. A lot of my clients are business owners. And they're burnt out business owners because of members of staff, or business isn't going how they want it to do, or they're spending more time doing things that they don't want to do. in their business. So we find out what they need to change. Go away and do it. And in between the first and second sessions, that's where I get a good idea of how we're going to work together going forward. I've only ever had two or three people who I've had to get rid of on the program because they're not doing their bit. And they're gaining something else from it. And that's fine. But that's not what they asked me to help them with. What I mean by that is some people, when they're suffering, and suffering's a choice, when they're suffering, obviously people feel bad for them, so they help them and they make their life easier. When that easier life now is in danger of disappearing because this person is now more confident, can do more things for themselves, can blah, 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 blah. Sometimes their brain doesn't like that. It rebels because now their easy life's been taken away from them. The attention is stopping and it doesn't like it. They don't like it. They prefer that to the result that they're getting. They don't do their bit. Unfortunately, this isn't for you. Wish you all the best. Doesn't happen often. It's a shame when it does. But on the other hand, I've had clients who have shown those signs, and I've even had one that disappeared for a couple of months, and now and again we had some communication and I was pretty tough with her, but it worked. She finished the program. She was a different client for the last 2 sessions that we had. A lot, the brain needs to work stuff out for itself as well. I don't have the answers for everything. You have the answers for everything. It's all in your head. The answers to what you want in your life are in your head. I just ask the questions and get you to visualize and see what you need to do that you haven't been doing to achieve it. That's where the coaching part comes in. And this is why the script stuff doesn't work. This is why I'm, reading a nice little story to you. And now you're walking along a beach. And as you walk along the beach, you are getting sleepy. Sleep. No. That is bollocks. Nothing but crap. Unless you ain't slept for a few days and you have a nice little kip. It probably cost you, 30 or 50 quid in one of them sessions. And you've had a nice little nap. Okay. But if you want to make proper changes, real change work in your mind that's going to last, well, that also comes with a bigger price tag. And I bloody hate it when people message me and just say, what do you cost? I don't know. If it's a cost to you, it's not going to work before we start. A cost means you're losing something. I like people who see it as an investment in themselves because they want to better themselves. They want to be the person they were, the best version of themselves that they've lost and they can't find a way back. Well, I'm going to help you find that way back. I'm not the most expensive in the country. I'm not the cheapest. I'm not the most expensive. But again, I price my program so I can give you more. There's better value there. It's not just a session, off you go, see you get on sort of thing. No. You have your session. Yeah, we give it a few days before I check up on you if I haven't heard from you beforehand. And then I know where I'm going. And I'm there working with you, alongside you for the whole program. Wanting you to get the best out of yourself every step of the way. And if a new barrier gets in your way and you need a bit of help getting over it, we'll do it. And I'll be there to help you. I'm going to wrap this up a little bit earlier tonight. Being a bit under the weather myself today. So, all my family have got cold that's going round, and I think I've been a bit lucky to avoid it at the moment. But yeah. But if you're watching this and you want help, go on mindset.sft.com. Send me a message. We'll have a chat. Consultation is completely free. You're under no obligation to go any further than that. I'm not a salesperson. I don't sell you stuff. I'll find out what you want help with. Can I help you? Yes. Are we going to work together? Yes. Am I the therapist for you? Yes or no? Once you make that decision, here's my fees. And again, going back to that, when people just say, what do you cost? Well, my fees are between £0 and £1,000. So I need to find out what you need, what's best for you. When we've done that, then we can talk the boring business talk and get that sorted. Excuse me. Oh God, I'm sneezing now. Literally, as I'm talking, I can feel my nose and everything. Oh God. Right, I've got man flu. It's going to be a catastrophe. That's not positive mindset, is it? No. Doesn't matter when man flu's concerned. So, right, so I'm going to call it a day, and see you next week. If you'd like this video, if my wafflings have been good, give it a like, and if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. Next week, if I get off my arse and do a bit of sorting out, there should be another live session, and I believe that one was for help with public speaking, so that'll be interesting. Again, it's an anxiety thing. Some parts will be the same as what I did last week, but there'll be something a bit different added into it for this person. And again, I adjust what I did last week to this person because she's completely different. So all being well, that will happen. If not, I will just be on here waffling. If you've got a topic idea you want me to talk about, let me know and put in the comments, and I shall see what I can do. So yeah, if you want more information about the program, if you want help, let me know. Let's have a chat. The only thing you've got to lose is the issue. So it costs nothing to ask the question. So see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.